Hi everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeout Today I'd like to discuss with you the best places to buy wholesale American clothing for Africa. As you may know, there's a very large demand for American made and clothing which was made for the American market in Africa. As owner of a wholesale business, which is called Closeout Explosion, I have many customers from Africa. Many of them travel from Africa to visit my warehouse to buy merchandise to take back to Africa. Other customers live in the United States who are originally from Africa and come to my warehouse, buy merchandise, and have it sent overseas. And I have other African customers who order online without ever visiting the warehouse. But from that experience, I can tell that there's a lot of demand for clothing which either carries an American brand name or was made for the American market or was actually made in the United States. The reason is the clothing that is either made or made for the United States is known to be very high quality, and American brand name clothing, such as brands like Nine West, Steve Madden, Calvin Klein, Anne Klein, Tahari, Jones New York, Polo Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, and so on. Those brands are very popular in Africa. As their middle and upper class expand and the countries further develop and their economies strengthen, more customers want those brand names. And if you wonder how do they know about those brand names, well, they have many relatives and friends who are living outside of Africa, who live in the United States, or they travel to the United States, or they go online, and those brands are getting a lot of exposure, and there's a lot of demand for the styles that those brands represent. Now, the best places to buy those brands is by going to wholesale showrooms and closeout warehouses that carry department store overstock. The reason I say that is because if you were to buy American wholesale clothing directly from the brands, you're going to pay the full wholesale price. In order now to make money, you're going to have to mark up that clothing, and it might be too expensive for customers in Africa to buy. Now, the customers who are in the upper middle class and in the upper class, yeah, they'll be able to afford that clothing, but what about the rest of the market? There's a vast market that you want to be able to reach as well. If you buy department store overstock, you're going to buy clothing which is from a previous season, but the positive side is that the clothing is going to be brand name. It's going to be clothing that was made and sold to department stores, so the quality and the styles are going to be very vibrant, high quality, fashionable. The clothing is going to be desirable. It's going to be really nice clothing because the buyers at department stores are very strict in accepting only clothing that fits their criteria, and they're very familiar with the styles that their customers want. So if you buy clothing that was originally sold to a department store, you could be confident in knowing that the clothing is very nice and it's good quality. Now, it's not always a guarantee, and there are always exceptions to the rule, so you do want to look at the clothing yourself or have someone look at the clothing on your behalf. Another advantage of buying department store overstock clothing is that the department stores liquidate that clothing at below their cost. So if you buy it from a wholesaler who works on a I would say decent profit margin, so he's not raising the prices very high, you'll be able to buy the clothing also at below the original wholesale cost. For example, in my warehouse, I sell women's brand name suits, $39 each. Brand name dresses for as low as $15 each. And actually with the suits, I sell them even as low as $25 with the right quantity. But the idea is whether you buy it from my warehouse or you buy clothing from someone else's warehouse, try to look for department store clothing because you're going to know the clothing's brand name. It's usually very high quality, and you're going to be able to get a really good price on it. Another way to get American wholesale clothing for Africa is to go contact brands directly, find out what excess merchandise they have available, what canceled orders they have, what clothing they have that they were selling in a previous season and they didn't have enough customers for it, or even a style which they thought would be very popular in the United States. It didn't turn out to be that popular. You could look at the pictures of that style, and if you believe that style would be popular in your country, whether it's Nigeria, Ghana, or South Africa, then you should consider taking a chance on that clothing. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. You are welcome to visit my warehouse. I'm located in Brooklyn. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. Have a great day.